Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of American Heroes Outdoors.
Here we are back in Fergus Falls, Otter Tail Lakes Country, Pit Properties, talking 9/11, September 11, 2001. Most people, they remember it like it was yesterday where they were. I remember myself, 9th grade, physics class, walked in, sat down. I'm sure it was a little bit different for you, but we all remember.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll never forget it because I was the operations officer at Camp Ripley, Minnesota as a young AGR, and I remember somebody calling me out of my office and saying, hey, you've got to come and see this. And then honestly, our whole world changed. And we all lived through the result of that. So getting to hear these guys out in the pits talking about that, and gals, and talk about that, because I understand there's some past, present, and future involved here with vets. So I'm looking forward to this. This should be really special.
Yeah, and everyone has their own story that relates to it. Like you said, no matter where you were or what you were doing, a lot of the things that we find is that people that serve, even though they were in different places in their life and have different experiences and memories, they can all kind of come together and share that camaraderie. And a great place to do it is Otter Tail with Pit Properties.
Absolutely. So stay tuned.
American Heroes Outdoors shares the stories of our nation's true heroes, a documentation of journey, commitment, struggle, and healing. A glimpse into the sacrifice and bravery of our service men and women. This is American Heroes Outdoors.
Hey, morning everybody. We're out in Fergus Falls, Minnesota with Pit Properties this morning. Pretty special day today. It's the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Got a lot of special people down in the pits here with us today. A lot of cool stories, and we're out here looking for a good time. Maybe kill some birds and build some new friendships.
Beautiful day and a beach working.
When birds start coming, I will, Travis or I will we'll try and keep you guys in tune as to where they are. When you guys get up here, as silly as it sounds, I'm gonna have you practice throwing your lid and getting out with your gun and being ready, because it's an athletic motion, just like throwing a football or catching a baseball. If you practice it a little, you will be faster and you'll be better. And this is in this game, the guy who's the fastest wins. Like, if you're not first, you're last.
Got one landing up to your right. One just landed right behind you. Yep. Right in front of us. Here they come. They're coming. Yeah, just wait. Nice. I dropped him way out there.
Back. To your right. Right. There you go.
9/11, 20 years ago, actually, I was at the Guard. I was getting ready to go do my alert commitment at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia. We spend a week there and then get relieved by another crew, 2 guys. Normal day, briefed it up, took off, or taxied out to the runway for takeoff, and then, just kind of unusual, tower canceled our clearance for takeoff. And they said to contact operations quickly. So we called ops and they said, hey, cancel your takeoff, this is not a drill. Go back and alert, set up on 5, and stand by. And it's just a weird request. So we got back to alert, put the jets in the barn, we started loading missiles right away, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Walked inside and we saw the happening of the buildings getting hit by the airliners and thought, this is not a good deal. So that changed the whole world. After that time, For the next year and a half, we were sitting on air defense alert at Langley Air Force Base with 4 jets, F-16s at the time. And at any one time, there'd be flights of F-16s, F-15s, F-18s, KC-135 refuelers, AWACS birds, 24/7 flying.
Did you do rotations then for that year when you're out there? Would you go like week on, week off? How did that work?
A week or 2 weeks. You'd fly for a day, get a couple days off, fly for a day, a couple days off, and then in between that, we'd actually do some local flights too to keep your currencies up. They gave me the nighttime flying because I was a FedEx pilot, which
lucky you.
Which wasn't great because 9 hours at nighttime flying is kind of old and boring. But it was just a surreal time to be there, especially flying over the Pentagon. There is a picture out and about in National News right now with me and Major Derrick, 2 F-16s, and in between is just the Pentagon with the part of it that's been nuked. And then you've got the Washington Monument in the background too.
I've seen that many places where I've been before.
We have an authentication card in case we would have to do anything like employ a missile or guns, weapon, or shoot down somebody. We looked at those cards and made sure we had the correct cards, the time date was correct. So if you did get an order to shoot something down, that you'd be able to authenticate it correctly. We only need one authentication, so they might come back and go and, hey, authenticate Foxtrot November. You go to your card, Foxtrot, go in November, Charlie. And I and a bunch of guys talk about it going, well, we'll authenticate it once, but I think we're going to authenticate it again. Make sure that we pull that trigger, that we're doing it correctly. And yeah, you're worried about your family too. And of course, I had a lot of friends at the Pentagon, and I didn't know if they'd been hurt. Thankfully, they all came out okay. You know, emotional time.
Very.
I was working at Balmoral Golf Course on the grounds crew, and the course ground to an absolute halt. Golfers, workers, everybody was in the clubhouse watching. It was an unbelievable day. I mean, it changed our lives forever, really. I mean, the feelings a person went through that day are just. You pray to God we don't have to do it again. It's all you can do, really. It's hard to come up with words, really, to describe the feeling you get from a hunt like this. I've done some pretty cool hunts in my time, but nothing like this. I mean, it's a pretty special deal. When I heard I'd be doing this hunt, I kind of welled up a little. Like it's a real humbling experience.
You ready? No. Might be jumping behind
you. Down on the end, shoot them too. There we go.
So 9/11, where were you? Remember what you were doing that day?
Yeah, I do. I was at work. I worked for, at the time, was the largest turkey processor in the United States, and we found out the news that morning. I just couldn't believe it. When the first tower was hit, I thought, well, it's just some freak thing. Something blew up in the building. Then we heard about the second one. Then we heard about the attack, on the Pentagon. Everything was going on, and I'm going, oh my God. We thought Vietnam was bad. I was all these crazy things going, okay, what kind of war are we into now? And thinking it probably was terrorists. Somebody had pulled the trigger on us.
So you said you served in Vietnam.
Yes, I did.
So what did you think then about what was happening in our country when you saw that? Were you thinking the worst?
Oh yeah, I really was. I thought, at least when we were in Vietnam, we kind of knew who the enemy was. We had a good idea who the enemy was. Now at this point, okay, now they're coming back and the war is on our soil. You know, we don't really know who the enemy is. That was the toughest part for me to deal with.
We're sitting out here talking with each other, relaxing and looking for birds in the sky, but
being totally away from the media, who has nothing better to do than to drive something at us again.
Yeah.
That, you know, not worrying about what is true and what isn't true.
Right.
Just grabbing something that they can get the world excited about.
It's kind of peaceful.
It is. It really is.
American Heroes Outdoors is brought to you by SCHEELS, the Disabled American Veterans, Smoky Hills Outdoor Store, Skeeter Boats, and YAMAHA Outboards, Woodland Resort, Otter Tail Lakes Country, Ice Castle Fish Houses, S&S Promotional Group, Devil's Lake Tourism, and Minnesota Truck Headquarters. We're sharing more stories on our social media pages, SCHEELS Hometown Heroes, Sunday Service Spotlight, and more. Help us share more stories of our servicemen and women.
On 9/11, I was in 4th grade out in Evergreen, Colorado. And I remember we got sent home from school that day. As the war on terror was still going on, I wanted to serve my country and do something. I would say towards the end of high school, when I was getting ready to graduate, I wanted to join the service, and things were still kind of ongoing over there as far as in Afghanistan. But I would say it definitely had a little something to do with it, you know, having a grasp of what did happen.
All right, so we're out here on the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, doing a goose hunt with some heroes, a lot of veterans. One in particular, Dave, and AHO wants to surprise him with this special handmade flag in honor of his service for our country. This flag's a little more special. It was made by his niece, Sam, and her grandpa, which happens to be his brother-in-law. So we're gonna go present it to him here in a minute.
And it's like, well, we're throwing the kitchen sink at them. Nope, well, so watch.
Hey, Dave.
Dave.
Hey, Dave. Pop up here.
Pop up for a second. So we're out here for the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and you know, on behalf of American Heroes Outdoors, we really appreciate everything you've done for our country, not only on that significant day, but for all the years before and after, and months after that. And on behalf of the organization, we want to present you with this handmade American flag. It's a pretty special deal. It's made by a member of American Hero Outdoor Ambassador and her grandfather. And they like to present these to heroes that have gone above and beyond, and a lot of those are obviously ones that we try to recognize on these trips. So gorgeous. Thank you for everything you've done for our country.
Thank you
we
very
appreciate
much.
it.
Thanks, Sam.
gorgeous. Thanks very much.
Yeah. You might know the people that worked on this flag. One might be Sam and her grandfather. So.
I'll be darned.
Very cool deal.
It is close to home.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, very cool.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a super operation. Great guys to meet, a lot of camaraderie. We've been talking about current issues as well as past issues. Yeah, you know, the reason why we're here is 9/11, 20-year anniversary. I was a part of that with a few other people here today too. It's hard to believe that time has passed. I think we're forgetting about what happened 20 years ago. You know, it does. It's stress-free for me. I mean, I like just getting away from the city. It's quiet. It's beautiful. A bonus would be to meet the landowner, talk with him, see how he's doing, and also, like I say, hunting with other people too. It's a pleasure to be out here. So it's been a good time so far. I've enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Now we're going to highlight our next SCHEELS Hometown Hero, Derrick Ross.
If you have the courage to fight the enemy anywhere in the world, you should have the courage to fight yourself.
Welcome to SCHEELS Hometown Heroes.
SCHEELS Hometown Heroes is a way for us to say thanks to those that serve our country and our community.
And are still giving back to others today.
We honor your service by sharing your stories.
From all of us at SCHEELS, thank you for your service.
So we're going to go welcome Derrick Ross to the store and present him with his award, and then a goodie bag from SCHEELS as well. Excellent. Should we meet him here? Derrick?
Oh, hi.
Hey, Derrick, my name's Alex. Nice to meet you, man. Excellent. I'm with SCHEELS. This is Chris. He's our archery shop manager. We wanted to surprise you today with our SCHEELS Hometown Hero Award. So thank you so much for your service to our country, and we want to show our appreciation today and set you up nice with a little SCHEELS goodie bag and then a nice little gift card to set you up today too. So Chris is definitely going to take care of you up there. So absolutely.
Thank you.
This is for you, sir. Well, you want to explore the shop, man?
Yeah, we love this place. I started getting into archery at the beginning of quarantine. I wasn't sure how society was going to turn out, so I bought a bow at Academy and started shooting in my backyard.
When he got involved with archery, it was just one of those things where I saw that it excited him, and I encouraged him to say, like, whatever you're going to do, just do it all the way, you know? And I knew that if this could get him out, it could get him among men, it could get him amongst people, it could get him out networking, and then from there, it was just gonna kind of take off, you know, as long as he was doing something that he wanted to do, and this was that thing that he wanted to do.
It's almost like meditation, you know? You have to put all your focus into every single shot, and then you're walking back and forth the whole time and pulling arrows, and like by the end of a range session, if you really put a lot of shots in, you're exhausted, like you're tired. And that really helped me like get through quarantine. It helped me deal with a lot of stuff, you know? I deployed in 2011 to Afghanistan, and that was a way different vibe than Iraq, you know, in my experience. So I got blown up on August 23rd, 2011, just the other day. Was my 10th alive day. We were doing a route clearance patrol into Panjwai from Masamgar, and at that time the enemy was watching us, and he set it off on us. And so it blew everything from the bottom of the vehicle off, blew the engine bay off. The 50 cal was in the engine. I had like a shattered lower left leg. This broke, or my left femur broke. My right ankle broke. I had compound fractures in my neck and my back. I got like traumatic brain injury. And then like later on, I was diagnosed with PTSD, and then like in that time, I had like 18 or 19 surgeries. And I'm pretty sure the last one, or the second to last one, was getting my leg amputated.
It's tough, you know, it's not easy. It's one of those things where when we met, it's been 3 years now, but you know, the first year that we met, He was still in a lot of transition and, you know, home and not really getting out much and just trying to figure out what he was gonna do, you know, and going out and actually going to the range is really, really peaceful. It's really relaxing. Just being outdoors, period, is relaxing. Archery does that, and I really enjoy it with him, so it's cool. He definitely has given back by sharing his passion about archery with anybody and everywhere he goes.
Like even though I'm retired, I spend a lot of my time at Adaptive Training Foundation, training the next generation of disabled people. Let's say you get blown up. Let's say you're the next me, right? And there's gonna come a day where you feel every horrible way that you feel is justified, and it's okay to like slack and do nothing and waste time and all that. Like, do not do that. Do not do that at all. You know, it's gonna suck. The whole time it's gonna suck. Bones are broken. Eat healthy, sleep, work out, right? Think positively. Your body will heal quicker with a positive mindset than it will with a negative mindset. Just stay in the fight, man. And that fight isn't on a battlefield. It's now in the physical therapy, occupational therapy, counseling, psychiatrists. It's in every aspect of your life. That's the fight for your life. So stay in it.
What a great show. You know, I love goose hunting, and I tell you what, nobody does it better than Pit Properties. But what a neat story, huh? Dave Hill, 9/11, that remembrance, never forget. We will never forget 9/11. Being out in the pits with Dave, Patrick, Jerry, and the group, man, it just doesn't get any better than that. Pit Properties, remember that name. Stay tuned next week as we make our first trip out to Indiana to highlight the Heroes New Hope Foundation and hunt turkeys with Lonnie Bedwell.
Interested in supporting our mission at American Heroes Outdoors? Go to AmericanHeroesOutdoors.com to nominate your very own hero or drop a donation to support our nation's true heroes.